We are back live in Las Vegas, Nevada, with the three top candidates for the Democratic nomination for president. Brian Williams with Tim Russert, Natalie Morales. We're going to continue the questioning here on the topic of the economy, and then within this portion of the broadcast, we're going to try something new for this series, and that is the candidates will have two questions each to ask of their fellow candidates. So while they think about that, we will start off with the economy. And a question for you, Senator Clinton. This evening on NBC Nightly News, our lead story was about the fact that Citigroup and Merrill Lynch have both gone overseas, as some put it, hat in hand, looking for $20 billion in investment to stay afloat from, among other things, the government of Singapore, Korea, Japan, and the Saudi Prince Alawid, the man Rudolph Giuliani turned his money back after 9/11. This strikes a lot of Americans as just plain wrong. At the end of our report, we said this may end up in Congress. What can be done, and does it strike you as fundamentally wrong, that much foreign ownership of these American flagship brands?
Brian, I'm very concerned about this. You know, about a month and a half or so ago, I raised this concern because these are called sovereign wealth funds. They are huge pools of money, largely because of oil and economic growth in Asia. And these funds are controlled often by governmental entities or individuals who are closely connected to the governments in these countries. I think we've got to know more about them. They need to be more transparent. We need to have a lot more control over what they do and how they do it. I'd like to see the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund begin to impose these rules, and I want the United States Congress and the Federal Reserve Board to ask these tough questions. But let's look at how we got here. We got here because, as I said on Wall Street on December 5th, a lot of our big financial institutions, you know, made these bets on these subprime mortgages. They helped to create this meltdown that is happening, that is costing millions of people who live in homes that are being foreclosed on or could be in the very near future because the interest rates are going up. And what they did was to take all these subprime mortgages and conventional mortgages, bundle them up, and sell them overseas to big investors. So we're getting the worst of both worlds. We can't figure out under this administration what we should do. I have a plan, a moratorium on foreclosures for 90 days, freezing interest rates for 5 years, which I think we should do immediately. The administration is doing very little, and what we now see is our financial institutions having to go hat in hand to borrow money from these foreign funds. I'm very concerned about it. I'd like to see us move much more aggressively, both to deal with the immediate problem with the mortgages and to deal with these sovereign wealth funds.
Senator Edwards, I neglected to point out that one of the companies keeping these giant American banks afloat is Kuwait, a nation, an economy arguably afloat itself today, as you know, thanks to the blood, sweat, and tears of American soldiers. What would you do as a remedy?
Well, the things that Senator Clinton just spoke about are correct.